Imagine buying a Tesla car for less than the price of a top-of-the-line cell phone in installments. It may seem like an exaggeration, but that is exactly the impact that the Tesla Model 2 promises to have on the market. With rumors that the model will cost less than $19,000, it could become the first truly affordable electric car for millions of people. That's right, less than the price of a Corolla, with the idea of delivering cutting-edge technology, futuristic design, and the Tesla seal, all in a slim, modern package that is much cheaper than anyone expected. The news took many people by surprise and raised an inevitable question. Is it finally time for electric cars to become a reality in the daily lives of any ordinary worker? What stands out most about this project, besides the price itself, is the promise that the Model 2 could cost up to $8,000 with the right tax incentives. In states like California and Colorado, where there are extra bonuses for those who buy electric vehicles, the price would drop drastically. For many consumers, this will represent the chance to have a Tesla for less than they would for a used combustion car. In fact, this is where things start to get interesting. Imagine choosing between an old sedan and a brand new Tesla, with a multimedia center, electric engine, and absurd savings in everyday life. It doesn't even seem like a difficult choice, right? Of course, the down payment won't be the only attraction. Tesla is expected to invest in affordable financing options with monthly installments that, according to estimates, will be below $219. This means that, even with a modest salary, a student or a middle-class family could consider putting a Tesla car in their garage. And believe me, this could have a domino effect on the entire automotive market. Traditional brands such as Ford, Chevrolet, and Toyota will have to move to avoid being left behind. After all, the mere idea of a Tesla for this price is already changing the game before the car is even launched. The focus on affordability goes beyond the sticker price. The maintenance of an electric car like the Model 2 will be considerably lower than that of a regular car. There's no oil to change, no exhaust to puncture, no timing belt to break. Just charge the battery and go. Not to mention the fuel costs, which practically disappear. According to projections, the monthly cost of energy to charge the car would be around $25. At the end of a year, that means more than $1,000 saved on gas alone. Those who drive a lot will feel this relief directly in their pockets. Another interesting point is how this model could change the profile of Tesla's target audience. Until now, the brand's vehicles were more geared towards the premium segment, with prices that alienated a large part of the population. But with the Model 2, everything could change. It will be designed especially for young people who are buying their first car, families looking to save money, retirees who need practicality, and even for those who want a second car for daily use. It's as if Tesla has finally decided to open its doors to the general public, and not just hardcore technology fans. Now, if this prediction is confirmed, Tesla could also become a leader not only in innovation, but in sales volume. After all, selling a car under $19,000 with the Tesla logo on the hood is like selling a ticket to a Coldplay concert for $10. There will be a line, a lot of lines. And of course, with the brand's image already consolidated as synonymous with the future, efficiency, and status, the Model 2 should quickly become a symbol of change and even of technological inclusion. It would not be an exaggeration to think that this car, even though it is small, will mark a new era in urban mobility. Expectations are high, and rightly so. But when will the much-talked-about Tesla Model 2 start hitting the streets? Although the company has not yet set an official date, internal sources and statements from Elon Musk himself point to the last quarter of 2025. In other words, if everything goes as planned, the first units of this promising electric compact could be delivered as early as December. Of course, this will require the production line to be in full swing. And that is precisely where Tesla's bold strategy comes in, speeding up the process in two factories at the same time, in the United States and Mexico. Giga Texas, already known for producing the Model Y and Cybertruck, will be one of the plants responsible for bringing the Model 2 to life. The plant's structure is already equipped with the latest Giga casting technology, ready to begin production of the new platform. Meanwhile, Tesla is also finalizing the construction of Giga Mexico, a unit created from scratch with an exclusive focus on low-cost models such as the Model 2 itself. This factory, when fully operational, will have the capacity to produce up to 1 million vehicles per year, which could transform the electric market forever. The production plan will be divided into phases. First, a limited batch of units will be manufactured for testing and delivery in strategic regions such as California and Texas, which already have strong charging infrastructure and a culture that is more receptive to electric vehicles. Only then will distribution begin to expand to the rest of the United States and then to other countries. Tesla seems to be learning from its previous launches. Start in a controlled manner, analyze performance, and then scale safely. For those already eyeing the Model 2, here's some good news. Reservations are expected to open in November or December 2025. This will allow interested consumers to secure their spot in line with a deposit that should be between $250 and $500, a refundable amount, according to Tesla's standard. Based on the company's track record, a frenzy is expected in the first few weeks. It's estimated that more than 500,000 pre-orders could be made almost instantly. This, of course, will also help Tesla gauge real demand and adjust its production accordingly. While the model is affordable, delivery won't be immediate for everyone. Most buyers are expected to receive their vehicles between the first and second quarters of 2026. In areas with less EV infrastructure, such as more rural parts of the U.S., the wait could extend until 2027, depending on distribution logistics. Still, enthusiasm continues to grow, and consumers seem willing to wait for what promises to be a game-changer in electric mobility. Making an electric car for under $19,000 would be a feat in itself. But the magic behind the Tesla Model 2 goes far beyond the price tag. It's in the way it will be built. Tesla is expected to use a manufacturing technology called Giga Casting Next Generation Unibody. It may sound like a technical term, but the concept is simple and ingenious. Instead of assembling the car piece by piece, like a jigsaw puzzle with hundreds of different parts, Tesla plans to fuse large blocks of the structure together at once, much like printing giant chunks of the car in robotic molds. In practice, this change means reducing more than 400 structural components to less than 20. This alone speeds up the assembly process dramatically, saving time, money, and even physical space in the factory. Fewer parts also mean fewer points of failure, less need for screws, welding, or manual adjustments. And this ends up having a direct impact on the vehicle's durability. Tesla is betting that this new process can cut production time by up to 40%. That's a lot. Can you imagine making a car in almost half the time it takes others? And it doesn't stop there. With the reduction in complexity, costs also plummet. It is estimated that the use of Giga castings save about $1,000 per unit produced. On a production line that produces hundreds of thousands of cars per year, that's a monumental savings. That extra margin could be reinvested in other improvements, like improved battery life, smart software, or even lower prices for consumers. It's as if Tesla has found some kind of secret code to make technology cheaper without sacrificing quality. An interesting detail about this technology is that it only became viable with the advancement of cutting-edge materials and robotics. The parts cast in liquid aluminum are modeled with almost surgical precision by machines that resemble the arms of a futuristic octopus. Everything happens in real time, with sensors, cameras, and artificial intelligence supervising each step. It's the kind of thing that seems like something out of a documentary about the future. But that is already happening right now, before our eyes, inside the Gigafactories. In addition to speed and economy, the Giga casting it also offers more freedom for the car's design. With fewer structural constraints, engineers can experiment with new shapes, fits, and finishes. This opens up space for innovations that go beyond aesthetics, such as aerodynamic improvements, built-in safety reinforcements, or even better-used interior compartments. In other words, the Model 2 could be lighter, stronger, and at the same time, more beautiful. A rare and difficult combination to achieve in the automotive industry. At first glance, the Tesla Model 2 will look like just another small car, but a closer look will reveal that it doesn't want to go unnoticed. The design should follow the brand's philosophy. Functionality elevated to aesthetics. Compact, measuring around 4.2 meters long, the Model 2 will be perfectly adapted to urban use, but without losing the charm of a modern and bold car. And we're not talking about just another cute little car that's easy to park, but rather a vehicle that will draw attention for its quiet elegance, with futuristic features and eye-catching details. The hatchback shape with aerodynamic lines should be designed down to the last detail to save energy while conveying an image of lightness and speed. The front will feature half-moon-shaped headlights, creating a striking and even somewhat expressive look, if that's what you can call a car. It will also have recessed door handles, like on Tesla's more expensive models, as well as frameless windows, which contribute to a cleaner and more sophisticated look. All of this will give the Model 2 its own identity, even without the high price tag that usually accompanies this type of design. And if you think that the special touches are over, it's worth mentioning a rumor that has excited the brand's fans: the Cyber Silver version. This finish, according to leaks, will come with a special paint with ceramic nanocoating. What does it do? It resists dust, UV rays, and small scratches, which is a relief for those who live in hot, dry, or very sunny regions, like Texas, Arizona, or the interior of California. It's the kind of detail that no one expects to see in an entry-level car, but that can make all the difference in everyday life. Even though it's an affordable car, the Model 2 shouldn't compromise on personality. The short, slightly raised rear end, with LED taillights and continuous lines, should ensure good visibility and reinforce the feeling of dynamism. For those who live in tight cities, it will be a dream. Easy to park, with good rear visibility, and without that feeling of driving a square box. Tesla seems to have understood that compact doesn't have to be boring, and that style can, indeed, go hand-in-hand with functionality. The panoramic roof will be another highlight, not only because it brings a feeling of spaciousness to the interior, but because it improves the lighting, ventilation, and even the well-being of those in the car. It may seem like an exaggeration, but anyone who has driven for hours in a dark car knows how much of a difference these little luxuries make. And if we consider that the model is aimed at all audiences, including the elderly or young people in their first car, this feeling of lightness and visual comfort will be a great success. Inside, the Tesla Model 2 should show that simplicity is not synonymous with poverty. Quite the opposite. The idea is to deliver a minimalist, clean, and functional interior, but with touches of sophistication that, until recently, were only seen in luxury cars. The first thing that will catch your eye will be the 15.7-inch central screen, slightly smaller than the one in the Model 3, but still dominant on the dashboard. This will be the car's control center. Everything will be controlled through it, from the air conditioning to navigation, settings, and even games and entertainment while charging. The absence of physical buttons should further enhance the clean look, and this choice makes sense within the Tesla ecosystem. Fewer buttons, less accumulated dirt, fewer parts that can break. Furthermore, those who are already accustomed to smartphones and tablets will not feel any strangeness in controlling everything by touch. Tesla seems to know well who it is talking to. an audience that values intuitive technology, that does not want to waste time reading manuals or learning complicated commands. Another feature that should be very popular is the 16-color ambient lighting system. It may seem like a detail, but it makes a huge difference to the user experience. Imagine driving at night with the cabin softly lit in shades of blue or amber, creating a cozy and modern atmosphere at the same time. What's more, this lighting will be intelligent, adjusting itself according to the outside temperature or even the time of day. It's as if the car senses the environment and responds with small gestures of comfort. The steering wheel will also offer customizable options. Drivers should be able to choose between the traditional round steering wheel or the controversial yoke, the aircraft-style steering wheel that already appeared on the Model S. This freedom of choice may seem like a luxury, but it is a nice nod from Tesla to different driver profiles. Some people like the conventional, while others want to feel like they are in a futuristic cockpit. And that's fine. The important thing is to have options. The panoramic roof, which extends from the windshield to the rear, will be another highlight. It not only increases the feeling of space, but also improves overall visibility, something that is especially useful for seniors, novice drivers, and those who drive a lot in urban areas. Tesla understands that a city car needs to offer visual comfort, and the transparency of the roof will help the car appear larger on the inside than it actually is. A design trick that appeals to everyone. It may seem small, but the Model 2 will have a range that promises to put many large cars to shame. Equipped with a 67 kWh lithium iron phosphate (LFP) battery, it should deliver up to 530 kilometers of range on a single charge, according to initial estimates based on the EPA standard. In other words, it will be perfectly possible to drive around the city for an entire week, or even take a weekend trip without worrying about plugs along the way. This range will compete head-to-head with much more expensive and larger models, which further reinforces the car's bold proposition. The secret of the LFP battery will not only be its range capacity. This type of cell is known for being extremely stable, safer against overheating, and with a longer lifespan than traditional lithium-ion batteries. In addition, it is cheaper to produce and more sustainable, since it does not use materials such as cobalt. This makes it ideal for an entry-level car with mass appeal. And as if that were not enough, the Model 2 will also benefit from the possibility of ultra-fast recharging at Tesla's superchargers, with the capacity to go from 15% to 80% in just 18 minutes. In practice, this means that a leisurely coffee on the road or a midday snack would be enough to restore a good portion of the car's range. The convenience of fast charging completely changes the perception of those who are still hesitant to switch to electric cars for fear of being left stranded. And the most interesting thing is that, with the expansion of the V4 supercharger network, this reality will become increasingly accessible even in smaller cities or areas further away from major centers. But autonomy alone is not enough if the car does not have performance. And that is where the Model 2 promises to surprise again. The entry-level version should have an electric motor in the rear with RWD traction and an estimated power of 270 horsepower. This will allow the car to go from 0 to 100 km/h in about 6.5 seconds, a number that, for many people, will already seem too fast. Still, Tesla should offer a more energetic version, with all-wheel drive, AWD, and 2 motors capable of accelerating in just 4.8 seconds. Yes, we are talking about sports sedan performance in a compact city car. This more powerful configuration won't just be about speed. The 4-wheel drive will provide more stability on curves, safety on wet roads, and a firmer behavior on winding roads. Those who enjoy driving will notice right away that the car is smart, light, and very responsive. It won't feel like a tame or tied-down car. On the contrary, the Model 2 promises to deliver excitement even on short trips, such as an urban stretch between home and work. It may seem bold to say this, but the Tesla Model 2 will be more than just a car. It should be an extension of the home, a companion for everyday life, and, for some, even a source of income. That's because Tesla intends to include in the Model 2 the same advanced driver assistance systems present in its more expensive models, such as Autopilot 4.0. And this time, the promise goes beyond convenience. The idea is that the Model 2 will already leave the factory with all the necessary hardware to operate as a robotaxi when regulations allow it. Imagine letting your car do the work for you while you're at the office or relaxing at home. This is no longer science fiction. It's planning. This new generation Autopilot will feature 8 high-definition cameras and ultrasonic sensors, capable of seeing up to 200 meters ahead with precision. Tesla Vision technology, which is already constantly evolving, should allow the car to identify pedestrians, cyclists, obstacles, lanes, and signs with even greater clarity. And although the 100% autonomous driving system still depends on regulations in the US and the rest of the world, the Model 2 will be delivered ready for it. In other words, it will come with its brain and eyes in place. All that is missing is permission to take the wheel for good. In addition to the futuristic side, safety will also be highlighted. The car's structure will use a combination of high-strength steel alloys with reinforcements at strategic points.